Hello and welcome to today's video. This is going to be my 2024 reading goals. I don't think I've ever filmed here before, honestly. You've probably seen this setup if you watch any of my reading vlogs. This is my reading spot. There's probably been quite a lot of time lapses filmed here, but I don't think I've ever filmed just like a regular standard video here. But honestly, it's getting late. I don't know what time it is, but it's after 10 and I've really wanted to get this video filmed because I've eventually got my entire reading goal down on paper and like ready to go. In total I've made 8 reading goals for 2024. Some of them I think will be easy to achieve, some of them not so much, but I just wanted to talk about them, get them out there, get them out there in the world. I did also write just like the very basics of these down, just like the title of these down in my reading journal, so I do know that I've got them there that I will visually look at, you know, throughout the year. But I do really enjoy having a video that I can look back on and watch and see not only the reading goals but why I set it and how I'm going to achieve it. So that's what I'm hoping this video will be. So yeah, there's really not much else to say. I guess what I should say is these reading goals are just personal to me. Everyone's reading is different, everyone's reading goals are different. What people want to like read and what people expect from themselves are going to be different. So, you know, if these reading goals feel like a lot to you, if these reading goals feel like a little to you, that's okay, that doesn't matter. Like, these are reading goals that I feel are achievable for me. And yeah, don't compare yourself. Like, I literally read 24/7. I don't know, reading goals are weird because they feel very personal, but also like everyone puts them on the internet and I want to put them out there. I have done the last couple of years, there's never been an issue, but I guess I just want to say like a few of these goals sound a little crazy even to me. A few of the things that I found out to make these goals sound a little crazy to me and are a little bit embarrassing. Yeah, set yourself goals that are good for you and achievable for you, and yeah, these are for me. So goal number 1 is to read 52 books. Now for me 52 is extremely achievable, even on like a really bad week, a week where I'm struggling loads, a week that I'm really stressed. I would estimate that I still finish at least 1 book. So 52 is very achievable for me. It's a goal that I want written down. Like, I want a number to be working towards and aiming for, but honestly, like, I know I'm gonna hit this. Unless something super drastic happens, I'm gonna hit this goal. But honestly, I kind of need that. I really don't know what I'm doing this year. I don't know what my plans are. I don't know really what this next year is going to look like. I need to make a few decisions and decide what I'm doing. I don't know how much reading time I'm going to have. I don't know how much time of anything I'm going to have, to be honest. I just need to figure myself out. And my Goodreads goal for like the last fair few years has just been whatever I've read the year previous plus 1. And this year the number really stressed me out. Like, the numbers really stressed me out, and I just don't want that. Like, it got to like October time this year and I hadn't reached my goal, which, like, there was still 3 months left. I shouldn't have been stressed, but like I really started stressed about the number. I've now hit it and gone way over it. Like, there was no reason to stress, but like for me, reading is so fun. Reading is something that is a fun activity that I do. I want it to stay fun. I want the thought of reading, the process of reading, everything about it to stay fun. So that's why it's kind of a low goal for me. Like, it's a goal that I think is very achievable. It's not going to push me at all, and it's different to how I normally set my number goal in terms of books read. But I really do think this is going to help me and just help me realise it's okay. Make reading fun again. Which, honestly, reading has still stayed fun, but I do feel like there's a few things that I've like strayed in just a little bit over last year. Let's not make it so fun. And yeah, I don't want to be stressed about a number, so we're going for 52. I think 1 a week is very achievable for me. Goal number 2 is to get my physical TBR below 200 books. I'm well aware that this number still probably sounds insane to a lot of people. I'm well aware. Like, honestly, it's a bit embarrassing, but this is a goal that I see continuing on for a while. I want to reduce my TBR. I want to have less books on my TBR. I've been buying a lot of books and I want to reduce my TBR in honestly what feels like a realistic step for me. Right now on my Goodreads physical TBR shelf there are 337 books. I don't even know if that's an accurate count. I'm hoping it's pretty accurate. I will be making a video in 2024 where, you know, like every year, I'll go through all my books, tell you what they are and do a counter on the screen. So we will be able to find for definitely official starting number for the year. But as of right now, I believe I have 337 books on my TBR, maybe 1 or 2 more if I forgot to put them on Goodreads as soon as I've got them. But yeah, that's a lot of books, and I feel like hopefully reducing that down to below 200 is possible, but I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I hope it is, and I hope that it is achievable. And I also hope that this is a goal that continues on forwards, depending on how I feel at the end of 2024 and how this year went. I hope that it's a goal that I also set for 2025 with just like a lower number involved, and just keep lowering it down until I feel like it's a happy number. I don't know what that number is for me. Honestly, I don't. There's a lot of factors, there's a lot of things. We could talk more about TBRs at some point. If you want a video talking about TBRs and the number and why I think the number's so high and all that jazz, let me know. But honestly, basically, I buy a lot of books. I buy a lot of books secondhand. I got into a bit of a bad habit of buying a lot of books in series, even though I haven't started them, and that just leaves a lot of my TBR, especially when I still haven't started those series. And I also feel like I couldn't read that much in the lockdowns we had a fair few years ago now, which is crazy. I had a Kindle at the time, but where we were living at the time, we had a room and I had like one little bookshelf with a handful of books on. The rest of my books were in the loft. I didn't own that many at the time, and I feel like now we've owned our own house, I've gone a bit overboard in making sure I always have books in. Like, I have enough books on my TBR to last me like 2 years if I never buy another book. So yeah, I have even more than enough, and I want to reduce it, so I'm going to be doing that, hopefully by reading them and enjoying them, but I'm also just gonna see how we get through them, see how we live it throughout the year. Goal number 3 is to visit 10 independent bookshops. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I love book shopping, I really do, and especially now I feel like there's not that many new books that I want to buy, but there are certain ones that I'm super excited about and really want. And I do most of my book shopping second hand, so like it doesn't apply to everything, because like if the book's not new I can probably find it second hand. But for new books I currently go to 4 shops, I'd say, like fairly frequently. And 3 out of those 4 are Waterstones. They're literally just like the 3 closest Waterstones to me. I tend to go to those. And the other one is an independent one, which is good. And it is like a, you know, a small little independent one. There's not much there in my personal like genres that I tend to read, but I do go every couple of months. And I really like it. I really like that way of shopping, and I do often find books there that like I wasn't aware of, that I hadn't heard of, and books that are new to me, and I would like to find more. And I honestly, except for that one, I don't know what other independent bookshops are around me, and I'd like to rectify that. So that is what that goal's for. Goal number 4 is to read 12 non-fiction books. I want to continue to keep reading non-fiction, and I set this exact same goal for 2023, and so far in 2023 I have read 10 non-fiction books. However, we still have 2 weeks left and I'm in the middle of 3. I don't know if I'm going to finish any of them. We have 2 weeks and I have a lot of books that I want to read, a lot of books that I want to finish. I don't know if I'll finish any of the non-fiction ones, but either way it's technically an achievable goal for me, and I really do see myself, you know, being able to achieve this, and I want to just make sure that I am continuing to read non-fiction. So yeah, for next year I am resetting the goal and wanting to read 12 again. I think it's realistic, because obviously like I still don't really know if I'm going to hit it in 2023 or not, so I think keeping the number at 12 is very realistic for 2024. Goal number 5 is to finish 50% of currently reading series. So going through my new reading journal, I have a series tracker and I've counted them. I've counted the series that I'm currently in the middle of, and I'm currently in the middle of 62, and that's too many for me. I don't want that. That's too many. I need to lower it. So I would like to prioritise finishing the series I'm already started, and during 2024 at least halving that. So by the end of 2024 I want to have finished at least 31 of those 62 series. Yeah, it's got to a point where this just isn't manageable for me. I can't keep all these worlds in my head. Most of what I read is fantasy. I want to lower the amount of series I've been reading, and I've decided on 50% because I think that should hopefully be achievable. Hopefully I love them and finish a lot of series, but I'm also not afraid to DNF. If I'm not enjoying a series still, it's gotta go. Goal number 6 is to start less series than I finish. So very related to the previous goal, I want to keep my series as low as possible, so I want to make sure I start less than I finish. Hopefully a lot less, but I don't know what like a realistic number is. It's just going to be something conscious in my mind this year. I'm going to start less than I finish, hopefully a lot less. We'll see where we end up at the end of the year. Goal number 7 is to complete my monthly TBRs. This is exactly as it sounds. I want to complete my TBRs every single month. I play my TBR game, my Snakes and Ladders TBR game, and honestly during 2023, most months I've only been reading like half of them. Like I don't think I've complete a TBR in the month it's been set in all of 2023, and I've only been reading half of them. And it's not like I don't have the time, like I'm only reading half the books, I haven't had the time to read the rest. I've read a lot of other books, they just haven't been on my official TBR, and I need to stop that. If a book is going on my TBR, I either read it or I get rid of it. If I'm not excited to read it, I'm not going to read it. So in 2024 I want to make sure I'm completing those monthly TBRs. I have set up a few ways to do this. When the TBR game comes out for my January TBR, you will see there's been a few changes, and we are adding punishments and rewards for if the TBR from the previous month has been completed or not. So I'm hoping that will give me the motivation that I need. And then last but not least, goal number 8 is DNF more. If I'm not having a good time, stop reading it. Again, pretty self-explanatory, but I need to get better at DNFing. Over the last few years, I've definitely got better. Every year I seem to DNF a bit more and a bit more, but I've also been reading a bit more and a bit more. So yeah, I think it's just really important to start DNFing books. I've had a lot of books this year that have been 1 or 2 stars, and honestly by the end of them I felt like it would have been better if I'd have just DNF'd them. Like I haven't had a good time, and I don't want that. Like I feel like if I hadn't have read quite a few of the 1-star books and some of the 2-star books that I've read this year, I would look back at my reading year as being a lot better and a lot more hopeful and a lot more fun than I currently view it. So I need to DNF more. It shouldn't be difficult. If I'm reading a book and I'm not enjoying it, just DNF it. That is the goal. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how I'm going to track that one yet either, but I am hoping to track it. So yeah, that was today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your goals down below. Do give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe down below, and hopefully I'll see you next time. The battery's dying, so I better go. Bye!